Welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus. We already looked at the roster spots up for grabs on offense, so let's flip the coin and look on the defensive side of the football. Before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment, and know that this video is brought to you by Happy Nuts. As you can see, links in the description. You get some fantastic products. You got body washes, you got anti-chafing sticks, you got comfort creams, and also the Ballber Pro, the best damn man hair remover out there today. Great deals on that if you use the links in the description. We'll also be doing big Happy Nuts giveaway on our draft tailgate show coming up in just about a week from right now. All right, so the whole point of doing this again is just to see, like, when we make out these draft picks, we have 9 choices. Do we need to use all these 9 choices? Do we have that many open spots on the Vikings roster? I think we found out we had like 7 open spots or spots up for grabs. Some really just needed to be filled. Some had some competition. Not talking about starting spots here because obviously the depth chart, the order is all going to change and move around. But just looking roughly how many raw spots are open to kind of figure out too. I mean, the Vikings, would it make sense to package some picks and move up from the 4th round into the 3rd if someone you really like starts to fall? So let's go through this. I'm going to share my screen here. Hopefully my Pornhub window is down and out of view. All right, so they're going to throw me over here. So let's just start with the defensive end. So we got Jonathan Bullard, Jonah Williams, and we also have Jerry Tillery, Jacqueline Roy. Last year, we kept 4. So you look at who's there now, it's just a bunch of guys, right? It's a bunch of guys. Only one with really any upside is Jacqueline Roy. Otherwise, you just got, Bullard is what Bullard is. I mean, good run stopper, that's about it. And then you got Jerry Tillery, first-round bust, and then Jonah Williams, role player. So you need a guy. You need to find a stud there. Definitely one spot open there. And then this nose tackle. I mean, you got Harrison Phillips, and there's really, Jacqueline Roy's kind of floated back and forth between nose and end, so he's kind of your backup. But again, I think there's a spot there to fill. So we're gonna go 2 right there off the start. Let's bump over to edge. You got Jonathan Grenard, Jihad Ward, Andre Carter II, and then Andrew Van Ginkel and Pat Jones. So last year, you kept 5 edges, and you got 5 here. Actually, you got 6. You got 1 more. You got 5. And you got a guy here. You got Jonathan Grenard, the guy who's going to be replacing Dino Hunter, big-time starter. Same with Van Ginkel, big-time starter. Pat Jones showed flashes. Jihad Ward, that's solid veteran depth there. I think he had 4 or 5 sacks last year. You got your upside guy here, Andre Carter. You don't have to take an edge. So up for grabs. There's not really a spot here when it comes to edge. I still think they could take one, but there's not really an open roster spot here. I think they could actually go into the season with these guys and be fine. So you're probably going to draft someone to compete with Andre Carter. For sure. Why would you not? And maybe Jihad Ward is not a lock, but I don't know. I'm actually fine if this is our group going into the season. Let's go to inside linebacker. Blake Cashman, Ivan Pace Jr. are your starting inside linebackers. Brian Asamoah, Camus Grugier-Hill, and Abraham Beauplan are your backups. Last year, the Vikings kept 4 inside linebackers. So I think Cashman, Pace, Grugier-Hill as special teams, they're probably safe. The top 2 are definitely safe. Grugier-Hill is probably safe as well. Asamoah, I'm not so certain on. Beauplan, definitely not safe. So I think there's a spot here up for grabs, inside linebacker for sure. Let's go over to cornerback. You got Byron Murphy. You got Caleb Evans. You got Metellus is listed, I think, in 2 spots. No, he's listed as a nickel here. Najee Thompson, Jalen Williams, Jay Will, Juwan Williams, A.J. Green III, Andrew Booth Jr. are your cornerbacks. Last year they kept 6. Looking at the depth chart right now, Murphy's safe. Evans, not so certain on that. Then you also got Mekhi Blackman. He's safe. Metellus, wherever you want to classify him, he's definitely safe. So you got 1, 2, 3 for sure safe. I can't say Andrew Booth is 100% safe. I'm going to say he probably is. So potentially 4 spots. So I think you got Shaq Griffin. So you got 5 guys. I'm still going to go 2 spots, though. I think Andrew Booth Jr., not safe. And Caleb Evans, I don't even think is safe. So I think you got at least 2 open spots here. You draft someone, could definitely go ahead of Booth or Evans on the depth chart. You look at those round 4 guys who could be there: Cam Hart, Kyrie Jackson, Kalen King at some point, Kalen Carson. There's options you can go with. So I do think there's 2 spots available when it comes to the cornerback position. And then safety, we kept 5 last year. Harrison Smith, Cam Bynum, Theo Jackson, Jay Ward, and Lewis Cine. We've got Metellus as a nickel. I mean, technically, it could be 6 if you count him as a safety. Looking at the depth chart, I can't say Theo Jackson's guaranteed to come back. I can't say Lewis Cine's going to be back for sure. And Jay Ward's probably not going to get cut after year 2. I think he'll make it no matter what. So I think there's potentially 2 spots open here as well. Because Lewis Cine, I mean, apparently he can't pick up the playbook. He's been injured. He can't get on the field. Theo Jackson had some moments, and he's a good story. He was signed off the street, made the team over Lewis Cine, who was a first-round draft pick. He had some moments. He also had some bad moments. So, and then Jay Ward, really rough rookie year. I don't have a lot of hope for him. I mean, maybe he'll get cut. He needs to take a huge step forward. He had 2 penalties on special teams that resulted in points for their team. That doesn't happen. That's so uncommon. But Jay Ward did it. So congratulations to Jay Ward there. So if we total up all the spots here that we're going through, 1, 2, 3, 5. I also got 7 spots. We had 7 on offense. I mean, looking at a total of 14 spots on this roster that are up for grabs. 9 draft picks, undrafted free agent class. Yeah, I mean, I think this feels like a year to me when you use your draft picks. I mean, maybe you could package up a couple, but I think when it comes to moving up in the first round, you get whatever you can. But later, I actually kind of expect the team to stick and pick. We'll see what they do. We do know Kwesi does like to move around the board. You can move up, you can move back, you can get picks, you can lose picks. So I'm sure this thing will shuffle. But this team has a lot of holes on the roster, a lot of spots that need to be filled. So maybe picking more players to come in and compete and get the best 53 you can could be the best option for your Minnesota Vikings. Let me know in the comments, would you say there's more roster spots up for grabs or less? Don't forget to do some shopping at Happy Nuts with those links. And also keep your skull in your home.